Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tantri Melania Permata Putri, and in this video I want to talk about my opinion or my agreement in statement that the death penalty be allowed for violent offenders, especially in extraordinary criminals. So the death penalty offense caused conflict in the both sides, called the pros and the contra sides. So I'm in the pro sides. And then in this video, I support or agree with the statement that I told you before. The death penalty be allowed for violence offenders, especially in extraordinary criminals. In my opinion, I'm agree with the death penalty because I have several reasons that extraordinary crimes would suspect deserve capital punishment carried out conceptual and systematic, including those of extraordinary crimes there are drugs, corruption, sexual harassment, and violence in other incident and involve the life of someone life and disappearing or make the other people dying. So here I mean violence that causes someone to lose their life or die is entitled to death sentences. So the statement that may I believe or agree in that statement that I told you before, it is based on my opinion, and my opinion is supported by the opinion of the expert in their fields. So the strong opinion that I will explain in this video is about two opinions. The first one is the death violence effective for extraordinary crimes? And the number two or the second is, does the public support of the death penalty? So let's start it. For the first one is the effectiveness of the death penalty carried out for suspect in extraordinary criminals. I reviewed from two sides that are the 19 and 45 Constitution and also the religion of Muslim. For the first one is view of the 19 and 45 Constitution and the ICCPR, which are used by the petitionary to support their arguments. It does not prohibit state parties from imposing capital punishment, but there are restrictions imposed only on the most serious crimes in accordance with applicable law at the time the crime was committed, or it is in other words like the most serious crimes in accordance with the law in force at the time and commission of the crime. So that is with the possibility of a country imposing capital punishment even with restriction. It is evident and it is right to life is not absolute. So supported by Article 28G from Constitutional, it's everyone is required to respect the human rights of others in the orderly life of the community, national, and state. So the death penalty is legal in Indonesia because it is in the 90 and 45 Constitution, and the ICCPR. ICCPR is the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, which say that the death penalty is acceptable in Indonesia and applied to the other criminals. So the purpose of the criminal consists of two things, namely criminal as misery and criminal as education. Criminal as a misery is a form of retaliation that has been carried out by the suspect. If the suspect makes the victim die, then the palm is die too. And also on the other hand, this crime as misery can be used to minimize the other crime because the reward received by the perpetration are commensurate with their action. So whereas criminal as an education, it is a form of minor crime that will be get rehabilitation. And the second one is term of Islamic religion. So the death penalty has been imposed for a long time ago and is indeed permissible of it is related to the Haddad law, which consists of three components, namely Kisos, Haddad, and Tazir. Apart from these three things, there is no legal basis whatsoever and it's not justified in Islam. Now, the second one is opinion is whether the death penalty is approved by the people and give a deterrent or deterrent effects. So, according to a survey conducted or held by the Indoparameter survey, as many as 84% of Indonesia people approve or agree that the death penalty for extraordinary crimes, and of course the punishment gives a deterrent effect for others and can think many times before they do the criminals. Because if you are only sentenced with a life sentence, there is a possibility that when the sentence has finished, the sentence will repeat at the same thing or more dangerous. So I think that's all about my explanation. Sorry for is there any mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.